Evergreens, I have a math problem and I need your help. I've spent a ton of time the past few weeks making these math videos for our Crescendo math block. Hey Evergreens, I have a line. Recently, I've been trying to figure out when I was making these videos the fastest. This table shows the number of days since I started filming and the number of videos I've made. We can use this information in order to determine when I was making the videos the fastest. Initially, I thought the average rate of change was greatest between day 1 and day 7, because this is where we saw the greatest change in the output, or the number of videos that I made. When I say go, silently and independently write on your handout, am I correct or incorrect, and why? Go. And come back together in 3, 2, 1, time. Now that we've agreed or disagreed with my prediction, let's determine if I was right or wrong. The first thing we need to figure out is how we find the average rate of change. When I say go, turn and talk with your partner, how can we find the average rate of change between two given points? Go. And come back together in 3, 2, 1, time. If you and your partner said we should find the slope of the line between those 2 points, you are correct. We always find the change in y divided by the change in x, or the change in the output divided by the change in the input. Now that we know how to find the average rate of change, when I say go, take 20 seconds with your elbow partner to find the average rate of change from day 1 to day 7. Go. And come back together in 3, 2, 1, time. When finding our average rate of change for the first interval on the table, we should use our average rate of change, or slope, formula and find a value of 5/6. Now that we've practiced one example with our elbow partners, when I say go, find the average rate of change for the 2 remaining intervals on the table. Go. And come back together in 3, 2, 1, time. For these 2 intervals, we should have gotten a value of 2 for the average rate of change between day 7 and 9, and a value of 3/5 for the average rate of change between day 9 and day 14. The last thing we have to do is to determine the unit that we should use for our average rate of change in this specific context. When I say go, turn and talk with your partner for 10 seconds. What unit should we use for average rate of change and why? Go. And come back together in 3, 2, 1, time. Our unit in this case should be videos per day. The unit for output was videos, the unit for the input was days. So to find the unit for the average rate of change, we divide the output units by the input units. And action! Thanks, Evergreens. I knew I could count on you. Cut!